life at human pace. For most of human history, information moved slowly. Oral storytelling, handwritten manuscripts, and word of mouth dictated the pace of life. Cognitive scientist Daniel Levitin notes that before print, humans focused deeply on fewer inputs. You'll notice it when someone reflects for hours on a single task. There was time to think before speed became a lifestyle. Source: Levitin, The Organized Mind, 2014. The printing press changes everything. The 15th century printing press expanded knowledge access exponentially. Scholars could now read widely, but production and dissemination still imposed natural pauses. Historian Elizabeth Eisenstein argues that early print culture increased cognitive engagement by giving time to reflect. Today, we scroll instantly, but back then, people savored one book at a time, deep and slow. Eisenstein, 1979. Industrial time redefines work. Industrialization introduced clocks, shifts, and production quotas. McKinsey notes that structured schedules increased output but also fragmented attention. Workers adapted to segmented routines. In everyday life, you see it when someone multitasks on an assembly line, yet thinks only about the immediate task. Speed became a requirement, not a choice. Early media increased pace slightly. Radio and newspapers delivered information faster than ever, but attention spans adapted. Researchers found that people still consumed media in blocks, not streams, leaving cognitive recovery intact. In real life, imagine waiting for the evening news instead of being pinged every minute. Thinking was faster than pre-industrial times, but far from overwhelming. Katz-Lazarsfeld, 1955. Television sets the stage. Television introduced simultaneous audio-visual input, slightly increasing cognitive load. Audience studies from the 1960s show viewers could follow 2 to 3 simultaneous storylines without major strain. Fast forward to now, and we binge entire seasons in hours. Our brains didn't evolve for that. Even today, someone watching 3 streams while texting feels it's a lot to process. Television sets the stage. Television introduced simultaneous audio-visual input, slightly increasing cognitive load. Audience studies from the 1960s show viewers could follow 2 to 3 simultaneous storylines without major strain. Fast forward to now, and we binge entire seasons in hours. Our brains didn't evolve for that. Even today, someone watching 3 streams while texting feels it's a lot to process. Early signs of overload. Psychologists observed early digital overload as attention fragmentation. A 2019 Stanford study found students switching tasks frequently scored 20% lower on comprehension tests. In daily life, you'll see it when someone checks 3 apps at once and forgets why they opened the first. Speed was rising, and mental strain quietly followed. Smartphones accelerate everything. Smartphones condensed all information into one device. Nielsen 2021 reports people unlock their phones 96 times per day on average. In real life, this means instant news, messages, and alerts, constant micro-decisions that fragment focus. The human brain suddenly had to juggle more streams simultaneously than ever before. Notifications hijack attention. Behavioral research shows unpredictable notifications trigger dopamine, creating compulsive checking. Real-world example. A person tries to write a report but keeps glancing at pings. MIT studies confirm each interruption costs 20 to 25% of mental energy needed to resume focus. Speed isn't just faster tasks, it's constant distraction. The stage is set for AI. By the 2020s, humans were already living in rapid-fire information loops. Our brains are processing more inputs than ever, and mental fatigue is widespread. AI is arriving into a system primed for speed, ready to amplify efficiency, but also strain cognition further. Real life. A worker finishes tasks faster with AI, yet still feels mentally drained. Social media escalates pace. Pew Research 2023 reports that Americans spend over 2.5 hours daily on social media alone. In real life, this looks like constantly scrolling, liking, and commenting while juggling work or study. Attention is fragmented, and decisions feel urgent. You notice when someone finishes 20 posts but can't recall a single detail. Speed without depth comes with a cognitive cost. The multitasking myth. Stanford University found that heavy multitaskers are worse at filtering distractions and retaining information. In practice, checking emails, texts, and social feeds simultaneously seems efficient but actually slows comprehension. You see it when someone spends an hour working but finishes half of what they could focusing on one task at a time. Notifications hijack focus. Behavioral research shows unpredictable notifications trigger dopamine hits, reinforcing compulsive checking. MIT, 2019. Real life. Trying to write a report while pings arrive every 2 minutes costs 20 to 25% of cognitive energy just to resume. Speed feels like progress, but mental strain silently mounts. The brain isn't broken, it's overstimulated. Instant information overload. The average smartphone user sees 4,000 to 10,000 digital stimuli daily. Rescue time, 2022. Real-life example. A person opening 10 browser tabs, switching apps, and checking notifications. The brain struggles to process relevance. Decisions pile up. The faster the info, the harder it is to think deeply or prioritize, even when tools promise efficiency. Speed reduces reflection. Educational research, Springer, 2025, shows rapid information intake reduces comprehension and memory retention. You'll notice it when someone schemes news feeds or YouTube summaries and can't explain the topic afterward. Speed feels productive, but reflection is lost. The brain adapts to constant motion, making deep thought seem laborious. Cognitive load grows daily. APA studies confirm chronic multitasking and rapid inputs increase cognitive load, raising stress and fatigue. Real-life example. Finishing work tasks faster doesn't feel freeing when mental energy is already drained. Constant alerts, emails, and deadlines train the brain for reaction, not reasoning, making even simple decisions exhausting. AI accelerates the pace. McKinsey 2023 reports that AI tools can automate 30 to 40% of routine cognitive work. Real life. A manager drafts reports in minutes, not hours, but more tasks follow. Efficiency rises, yet mental strain persists. AI doesn't slow the pace, it amplifies it. Thinking becomes faster, but the mind feels heavier than ever. Instant answers versus deep thinking. Research from MIT shows people who rely on AI for quick answers engage less in problem solving. In practice, someone Googling every fact loses the muscle memory of reasoning. The paradox. AI saves time, but the brain exercises less, making complex decisions feel more difficult. Convenience comes with hidden cognitive cost. Attention scarcity in the digital age. OECD studies highlight that attention is now the most scarce cognitive resource. Real life. Workers switching between emails, notifications, AI outputs, and meetings feel constantly behind. Even with tools to speed tasks, the human mind has limits. Speed is maximized, but focus remains precious and fleeting. The perfect storm for AI impact. By the mid-2020s, humans are overwhelmed by speed, multitasking, and digital stimuli. Cognitive overload is normalized. AI enters a system already primed for acceleration. Real life. Tools make tasks faster, yet mental fatigue remains high. Efficiency grows, but thinking feels harder, setting the stage for the speed trap of modern life. AI feels like relief. Microsoft's 2023 Work Trend Index shows the average worker faces interruptions every 2 minutes, over 250 per day. AI summarizing emails or meetings feels like salvation. Real life. A manager says, "Finally, I can focus." Tasks finish faster, yet mental strain persists. The relief is real, but the speed trap is just starting. Automating routine tasks. McKinsey reports AI can automate 30 to 40% of repetitive cognitive tasks. In practice, someone drafting emails now finishes in minutes, but still receives more work. Efficiency increases, but mental load doesn't disappear. The paradox. AI lightens the manual load, yet accelerates expectations, making thinking feel harder, not easier. Attention gets delegated, OECD digital economy research shows algorithmic filtering improves efficiency but narrows exposure. In real life, someone relies on AI news summaries and misses broader context. Attention is outsourced. The mind saves energy, but curiosity suffers. You notice it when people say, "I didn't see that," even though it was everywhere. Memory is outsourced. A science study by Sparrow et al. 2011 shows people remember less when they trust digital storage. Real life, forgetting phone numbers, facts, or directions is normal when AI remembers for you. The brain adapts, but reasoning muscle shrinks. Memory isn't gone, it's unemployed while retrieval is automated. Productivity jumps, stress follows. IMF 2024 estimates AI could raise global productivity by 1.5% annually. In daily life, tasks that once took hours now take minutes. But instead of resting, new assignments arrive faster. The pace rises, output improves, yet cognitive strain remains. Speed feels empowering, but the brain is still taxed. Decision fatigue amplified. APA research shows constant micro-decisions exhaust mental resources. AI provides instant options, but humans must still choose. Real life, picking the best AI-generated draft for a report seems faster, but evaluating dozens of outputs drains energy. Convenience accelerates work, yet thinking feels heavier than ever. Critical thinking erodes. MIT studies on human-AI collaboration found people defer to AI suggestions even when unsure. Real life, a student accepts AI-written summaries without questioning. Speed feels efficient, but judgment weakens. The brain adapts to AI prompts, saving effort, while independent reasoning atrophies. Learning becomes shallower. UNESCO education research shows comprehension drops when learners rely on summaries instead of original sources. In practice, watching AI-generated explainers may feel productive, yet recalling or explaining concepts independently becomes difficult. Instant answers accelerate learning, but depth suffers. Creativity gets streamlined. Adobe 2024 research shows AI increases creative output, yet reduces exploration. Real life, designers generate dozens of concepts instantly, but ideas often feel formulaic. AI speeds up production, but original thinking requires conscious effort. Speed doesn't kill creativity, it reshapes it. Thinking is redirected, not lost. Nature Human Behavior 2022 shows the brain reallocates effort when using tools. In real life, a freelancer using AI finishes more work but spends less time reasoning from scratch. Cognitive load shifts from task execution to supervision and judgment. Thinking feels harder, not because it's gone, but because it's done differently. Recognize cognitive overload. The American Psychological Association, 2023, notes that recognizing overload is the first step to recovery. Real life, a person stops mid-scroll and realizes, "I'm checking everything but learning nothing." Awareness alone reduces stress and allows focus. Before using AI tools to accelerate work, pause and notice your mental limits. It's simple but powerful. Delegate wisely to AI. McKinsey 2023 reports AI can automate up to 40% of routine cognitive work. Real life, using AI to draft emails, summarize meetings, or plan tasks saves hours, but humans still review outputs. Delegation works best when judgment remains human. AI handles repetition, you handle insight. Efficiency rises, and thinking feels lighter when managed consciously. Train attention like a muscle. Neuroscience research, Nature Human Behavior, 2022, shows attention improves with focused practice. Daily life, setting 2-hour blocks for uninterrupted work, turning off notifications, resisting tab hopping. You'll notice a difference when complex tasks feel manageable, and mental endurance grows. Attention isn't lost, it's trainable, like a muscle. Use AI to support memory. Studies, Sparrow et al., Science, 2011, show memory improves when AI aids retrieval while prompting reflection. Real life, instead of memorizing facts, you use AI notes to trigger recall and reinforce patterns. Mental capacity frees up for problem solving. Memory isn't outsourced, it's enhanced when paired with conscious thought. Slow down to think deeply. Educational research, Springer, 2025, shows comprehension and creativity improve with deliberate focus. In practice, set aside uninterrupted reading or writing time. You'll notice a difference when you can explain concepts fully without AI prompts. Slowing down restores confidence and cognitive stamina, counteracting the speed trap of daily life. Real-life AI workflow strategies. McKinsey 2023 shows proper AI workflows boost efficiency by 30 to 40%. Real life. Using AI to draft reports or plan projects while refining the output yourself multiplies productivity. A marketer generating content ideas instantly still adds strategy and tone. AI becomes a partner, not a crutch, letting your mind focus on high-value thinking. Balance speed with reflection. Educational psychology, Springer, 2025, finds rapid information processing reduces retention. Real life. Checking emails in 5 minutes versus reflecting for 20. Speed completes tasks, reflection builds understanding. Alternating fast bursts with slow, deliberate work helps integrate insights, keeping the mind sharp despite AI acceleration. Avoid shallow multitasking. Neuroscience, Nature Human Behavior, 2022, confirms task switching lowers performance. Real life. Checking social media while writing a report feels efficient but slows thinking. AI can handle repetitive work, freeing you to focus on one task at a time. Mental clarity returns, and deep thinking becomes possible even in a fast-paced environment. Enhance creativity with AI. Adobe 2024 shows AI-assisted workflows increase output but need human input for originality. Real life. A designer uses AI to explore dozens of concepts, then adds personal strategy and flair. You'll notice speed increases, yet final creations still carry your unique insight. AI multiplies creativity. It doesn't replace the human touch. Integrate AI without losing yourself. APA 2023 emphasizes mindful tech use to prevent dependency. You can notice this when alternating AI-assisted tasks with solo thinking strengthens reasoning. The brain stays active while AI handles routine work. Balance is key. Control, not reliance, lets you leverage speed while keeping your mind sharp. Think with AI, don't let AI think for you. Social dynamic shift. OECD reports AI adoption changes communication patterns, making collaboration faster but often shallower. In real life, teams rely on AI summaries instead of discussions. People feel connected yet less socially aware. The brain saves energy, but empathy and nuanced conversation require effort. Social speed comes with cognitive trade-offs. Skills evolve rapidly. McKinsey 2024 finds 50% of workers need reskilling in AI-augmented workplaces. Real life. A data analyst learns AI tools to automate tasks. Those who adapt thrive, others struggle. Skills evolve not by learning more, but by learning differently. Speed changes expectations, requiring humans to think smarter, not just faster. Leadership roles transform. Harvard Business Review notes leaders now coordinate AI-augmented teams rather than managing humans alone. Project leads spend less time tracking tasks and more on strategy. Teams shrink, output rises, and leadership shifts from supervision to AI-human orchestration. Thinking strategically becomes more important than doing tasks manually. Cognitive leverage expands. Nature Human Behavior, 2022, shows pairing AI with focused human effort outperforms larger manual teams. Freelancers using AI generate corporate-scale output, freeing mental energy for analysis. Small teams with AI can achieve outsized results, demonstrating how technology amplifies cognitive leverage without replacing human thinking. Knowledge becomes networked. Research on AI-assisted learning shows knowledge is now externalized and networked. Analyzing market trends via AI gives instant insights, without learning every detail manually. Thinking shifts from memorization to pattern recognition. Information becomes a dynamic web, and the mind learns to connect dots instead of storing every fact. Attention remains a key asset. APA research highlights human attention as the most scarce resource in an AI-accelerated world. In real life, workers ignoring AI summaries because they're mentally exhausted demonstrate limits. Those who manage attention thrive cognitively, showing that despite AI speed, focus is the currency of thinking. Creativity becomes human-AI collaboration. Adobe 2024 shows AI increases creative output when humans guide the process. Real life, designers produce hundreds of AI-assisted drafts but select and refine originals. Output rises, speed increases, yet innovation still requires human judgment. Thinking creatively remains a uniquely human skill enhanced, not replaced by AI. Ethical and cultural awareness. UNESCO reports that relying on AI requires stronger ethical judgment and cultural literacy. Deciding when to trust AI outputs in healthcare or finance impacts outcomes. Societies educating citizens for AI literacy thrive, while others risk dependency. Thinking ethically is now as critical as thinking quickly. Thriving cognitively in the AI era. McKinsey and APA studies suggest resilient individuals pair AI tools with reflection, focus, and continuous learning. Real life, someone automating repetitive tasks with AI yet still planning and strategizing manually retains cognitive strength. Balance between AI and deliberate thinking ensures mental capacity keeps pace with accelerated environments. AI reshapes attention, memory, creativity, and leadership, but thinking adapts. It doesn't disappear. Those who harness AI thoughtfully thrive cognitively and socially. If this documentary helped you understand the speed trap of modern life, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Stay aware, deliberate, and let AI enhance your mind, not replace it.